Hi, welcome to Food Exposed on emPOWERme.tv. My name is Jackie Keller and my company is called NutriFit. I've been running this company for 26 years. We're Los Angeles' leading healthy food company, and in the course of that time we've helped thousands of people live longer, healthier lives through better nutrition. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started. So, what's in the news? Well, U.S. News & World Report has given us a summary of the 2013's best and worst diets. And I love this because I'm always curious about whether or not what the nutrition and health experts say about what's good for you and what isn't. Surprisingly enough, at the bottom of the list of healthy diets was Google's most frequently searched diet term, the paleo diet. Yep, down at the bottom, tied for last place with the Dukan diet. And we'll talk more about that in another episode. But what's at the top of the list? The DASH diet. DASH diet, very simple diet plan designed by the FDA to help us lower our blood pressure and improve our heart health. It's a very general diet, fruits and vegetables, lots of lean meats, lots of grains, whole grains, not very processed, and most importantly, minimizing the amount of salt we put in our foods. So the DASH diet at the top, paleo diet at the bottom. And speaking about things that are at the bottom, let's talk about the bottom of the ocean for just a minute. Fukushima, radiation waters are spreading, and unfortunately, they're coming closer and closer to the coast of the United States. So what do we need to know about how to protect ourselves from the effects of radiation potentially contaminating our waters? Well, there's some diet tips for you. One, eat greens. Chlorophyll apparently has very protective benefits. So do organic apples. So you want to eat the skin with those apples. And with chlorophyll-filled foods, you want to make sure you emphasize alfalfa sprouts, watercress, and parsley. And finally, let's talk a little bit about the cold weather. You know, we have been suffering with a polar vortex. And what brings that polar air? It brings skin problems, dry, chapped, irritated skin, that skin that you need to nourish because it's your largest organ. It covers your entire body. So our next segment is going to teach you some wonderful nourishment from the inside out. Stay tuned for nourishing recipes from NutriFit. Welcome to our Nourishing NutriFit Recipe segment. And I'm so excited because this pairs two of my most favorite foods. Chocolate, avocado. Chocolate, avocado. How can it be bad? It's not. And not only does it taste great, but it's really good for you. The recipe is a simple mousse or pudding, and it features fresh avocados, which are really high in healthy fats. We know that avocado helps, it's about 83% of the calories in avocado come from fat, but it's the kind of fat we need in our bodies, not only from the standpoint of, you know, helping our biological processes, absorbing fat-soluble vitamins and minerals, but also avocados have wonderful anti-aging properties. So you'll want to have these wonderful jewels, and it doesn't matter what kind of avocado it is. This is a Hass avocado. It can be a Fuerte avocado. There's a lot of different varieties, but avocado, key to this ingredient, this recipe. Another key ingredient, coconut milk. Now we hear a lot today about coconut milk. Coconut milk comes in a lot of different varieties. This is coconut milk, not coconut water. There is a difference between the two. This is light coconut milk, so it has a little less fat than its traditional full fat counterpart. But even the light coconut milk has great antioxidant capabilities. It's also an antibacterial, and it helps to provide more skin elasticity. And you know, as we get older, our skin becomes less elastic. And finally, I told you, chocolate is my favorite, unsweetened cocoa. Now we know that unsweetened dark chocolate is the best chocolate for us. And this cocoa in this recipe not only creates a luscious texture and a yummy taste, but chocolate has polyphenols and flavonols that help protect our skin against radiation damage. They also help to repair our skin. So you'll want to have chocolate on hand for this recipe. And it's so simple. All we do is we cut open an avocado, and then we're going to take the meat from the avocado and put it in a food processor. So real simple. Just scoop out the flesh, and into the food processor it goes. And if you get in a little bit of the skin, make sure you get it back out again. And then with the avocado, you're going to add in the coconut milk and your unsweetened cocoa. Now, the next ingredient is really a question of taste. I am all for avoiding processed sugars, and we know that processed food is not good for our skin at all. But this recipe uses agave, which is a plant sweetener. It's all natural, and it doesn't raise our insulin levels like regular sugar does. So you're going to put in some agave to taste, and I'm using about 2 tablespoons here for this quantity, but we'll taste it and see what we think. And then finally, to balance it out, just a pinch of all natural sea salt. Sea salt is a little less processed than our normal table salt. And once you have all those ingredients in there, the recipe is quite simple. Just want to put it in your food processor and let it do the work. This is my kind of recipe. 1 bowl, 1 spatula, 1 spoon, 1 measuring cup. And when the pudding's done, or the mousse is done, as it is right now, we'll just go another quick minute because you do want to get it completely smooth. This recipe, despite the fact that it has avocado in it, will refrigerate very well for several days. Now, I know usually when things have avocado, we worry that it's going to turn brown, but guess what? This is already brown, so we don't have to worry about that. Isn't that great? And here we go. We have a bowl here. We can dish up our avocado mousse. Looks wonderful, doesn't it? It's so good, and so good for you. This simple recipe makes 3 servings of avocado mousse. You won't want much more than that because it's kind of rich. And if you don't love the taste, well, let me tell you something. All of these ingredients are good for you to put on the outside of your skin too. It would be a terrible waste, but you could use it as an avocado mask because a lot of cosmetics now actually have chocolate in them. So there you go. Choco Avo Mousse, a nourishing recipe from NutriFit. Stay tuned while we talk next with a leading skincare expert who's going to tell us how to make our skin beautiful on the outside while we're eating foods that make our skin beautiful on the inside. I'm happy to introduce my guest today, Sara Turbeville. Sara is the founder of Skin Santa Monica. She is one of Los Angeles' leading skincare specialists. So without further ado, welcome Sara to Food Exposed.
Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you for coming to share with us. You know, I know a lot of people have resolutions that they have made about their skincare. It kind of goes hand in hand with your health care. And I have heard you say many times that your skin is your largest organ, so you do have to take care of it like the rest of your body.
Absolutely, you do. And I've thought of 5 resolutions that you can make for your skin to look its best in 2014.
Oh, I need to know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I will share my secrets with you.
Great.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, the number 1 is so simple, but it's wash your face twice a day. It seems so simple, but a beautiful complexion begins with a clean canvas.
Well, what do we wash with?
Well, you wash with a gentle liquid cleanser. You don't want a bar soap, as the waxes that hold it in a compressed form don't allow it to really rinse off of your skin. And so dirt and oil and makeup kind of get trapped underneath there.
I didn't realize that. I thought that those little beauty bars were the right thing to do.
No, not necessarily. There are some exceptions, but generally you want to look for a lotion-based or a liquid cleanser that rinses completely clean off of your skin.
So I'm going to wash my skin twice a day.
Yes.
Do I dry it with a towel?
You can pat dry, just don't rub it.
Okay.
And if you come in late at night and you just tend to not want to wash your face because you're tired, wash it as soon as you get home from work. If it's 5 or 6 o'clock.
Are you in my place? You know I do that.
Yes, I do. I do. Those makeup wipes come in handy too.
Okay.
But you know, you can wash it at 5 or 6 o'clock. You're done for the day. Get the face cleansing done.
Okay.
So,
what's number 2?
Easy, number 2. Number 2 is use one product every day that's specifically chosen just for your skin. There are so many skincare products out there. It's so confusing. Even to me, it's overwhelming. But if you can get a skincare professional to recommend one product for you, and then just use it as close to every day as you can, you'll see a substantial difference in your skin throughout the year.
Right. So my problem is that I'm getting older, and
aren't we all?
So I need a skincare product that's good for, you know, mature skin.
Yes, ladies of a certain something.
Skin.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand I'm of that age myself. So kind of the one-size-fits-all product is retinol, which is a topical vitamin A. And it works for both zits and for wrinkles, and both. So it's kind of great. And you can get a prescription Retin A from a physician that's a little stronger, and sometimes it can lead to irritated skin. So a retinol is just an over-the-counter strength of vitamin A.
Okay.
And using that is kind of a great one-size-fits-all product.
All right. And what's the third thing
The third one is, this is something else you've heard before a lot, use a sunscreen every single day of your life. It's the best anti-aging product ever. And although we do need some natural sun exposure for vitamin D, 20 minutes generally speaking of unprotected sun exposure, but most of us get that without even really trying, especially in California.
Absolutely.
But the best anti-aging product, 80%, get this, of visible aging on your skin is due to incidental sun exposure, 80%. And so you can easily combat that just by a daily sunscreen.
I know you've said this to me before, but it doesn't matter what age you are, you still need sunscreen, even if you're like young and 20 and you like to live on the beach?
Heck yes, that's the most important time, because so much of your sun damage accrues before the time you're 18 or 20 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And what's really interesting to me is that the sun damage, your body stores it like a clock. It's not when you go to the Bahamas and you lie out every day for a week that you get most of your sun damage. Most of it is 20 minutes walking the dog one day, driving to work the next day. Your body literally adds up all those minutes, and then eventually it just shows on your face.
How cruel is that?
It's cruel.
That doesn't seem right.
I know, it's a cruel world.
Oh, well, there you go. At least there's something you can do. You put sunscreen on, it helps to protect your skin. And what else do we need to do?
The fourth tip that I've got for you is wash those makeup brushes. I know it's a boring task to do, but put on some good tunes, maybe have a glass of wine, and just wash those things.
What do you wash them with?
A liquid cleanser, even maybe some dish soap, liquid dish soap. But those germs just accrue, and then you're putting those germs back on your face, and then they sit till the next day, and the germs just keep growing. And what gets me especially grossed out is if you use like a compact makeup and those sponges, and you're reapplying that makeup on with the sponge and then putting it back, and then back on, and then the germs just keep breeding. So a quick and easy way, I mean, once a week is ideal to wash those brushes, but if that's just too much for you, take a paper towel, sprinkle a little rubbing alcohol on it, and then take the brushes and just swish the bristles over the rubbing alcohol. And that's a quick and easy way to do it between actual washings.
And is that all of our brushes? I mean, our blush brush, our eyebrow, you know, all of the things?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. All of them. You cannot skip.
Once a week, twice a month?
Ideally. But, you know, at the very least once a month. You know, just do what you can.
I'll do my,
Please, I'm going to check in with you on that.
And what's the last thing?
The last one is I want you to wash those pillowcases at least once a week, especially if you are prone to breakouts. All that bacteria, once again, just kind of breeds and then gets transferred onto your face. And another tip is Try to avoid using dryer sheets and fabric softener in towels that touch your skin and pillowcases, because those are full of chemicals and artificial fragrance that just gets pressed next to your skin. It can cause dermatitis,
we never
irritation.
think about those things.
No, I know.
We think, oh, make sure
it smells so good.
It smells so good, but it's bad for your
chemicals.
skin.
What smells good are the chemicals in it, and then you're just pressing it next to your skin.
So wash with hypoallergenic detergent.
Yeah,
I know
they
have those fragrance-free. They're not much more expensive than the regular stuff.
Exactly. Okay. And then just skip all that artificial dryer sheet stuff, and then
those are great tips, and they're so easy.
I think so. They're doable. They're manageable.
Yeah. And on that same note,
yes,
there are things that you can do from the inside out that also are good for your skin. So I want to share with you my top 5 favorite foods for skincare. And let me run this by you, Sarah, and see what you think.
Okay.
I think that some of the healthiest foods for your skin include avocado, almonds, and other nuts. Almonds and walnuts for their omega-3 fatty acids.
Yes.
They're really good for the skin,
Those
right?
are awesome. They hydrate the skin from the inside out, and they help you retain some of the water that you're drinking, hopefully, every day.
Yeah.
So essential fatty acids, bingo.
Okay.
Very important.
And along with that, there's that new darling food that everybody's putting, on muffins and in cereals and in smoothies, the chia seeds for omega-3 fatty acids. Those, I think they go along with the flax seeds. They're sort of the new food when it comes to omega-3s.
That and hemp seeds, right? I've heard that those are cool too.
I'm not that familiar with hemp.
Okay.
But it could be. Every year there's a new seed.
Right, the new cool seed. Yeah.
Right. And then dark chocolate. Isn't that surprising?
Yay! I'm so happy.
Good news for chocolate lovers.
I know.
And those flavonols are protective for the skin. And finally, green tea for its wonderful antioxidant properties.
It is green tea is awesome.
So if we do your 5 tips and we eat my 5 foods,
gorgeous.
We'll be gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you, Sarah, so much for joining me.
My pleasure.
I know our viewers will want to find you. So where do they go?
I will tell you. You can go to www.skinsantamonica.com, and you will find all the information about how to get a hold of me. You can email me or call me, and I'll be happy to answer your questions or give you a great skincare treatment.
Oh, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to see how good my skin can look. It's time for the last bite. It's at this moment in the show that I share with you one of my coaching tips, something to help you understand and absorb the information that we presented here today. So I'd like to talk a little bit about goals, because this is the time of year when we not only make resolutions, but we set goals for ourselves, and we have some specific things that we look for when we're setting those goals. So how do you know if your goal is a good one? Here's 5 ways to structure your goal to make it SMART, S-M-A-R-T. That's an acronym. So the S stands for specific. You want your goal to be really, really specific to what it is that you're going to do. So for example, if my goal was to add more avocados into my diet, a specific example of that would be I'm going to have 1/3 of an avocado, which by the way is a full serving of avocado, 1/3. I'm going to have 1/3 of an avocado twice a week beginning next Monday. That's an example of a specific goal. M stands for measurable. Make your goal something you can measure, not just I'm going to have more avocado, but I'm going to have 1/3 of an avocado. That is very specific, very measurable. That's S-M. A, action-oriented. I'm going to eat 1/3 of an avocado twice a week starting next Monday. I've committed to an action that I can measure myself against. So specific, measurable, action-oriented. The R in SMART stands for realistic. So let's face it. If I were to say I'm going to have a whole avocado every day for the rest of my life, not going to happen. Instead, make the goal something realistic. Why? Because if it's realistic, you can achieve it. And if you can achieve it, you can celebrate. And if you can celebrate, you feel successful. And if you feel successful, you're going to keep making more goals. So specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and the fifth element of a good goal is that it's timed. Commit. Set a time and a day, a place, whatever it is, make it something timed so that you can really hold yourself accountable. So again, remember, goals are good. They give us something to achieve, something to strive for, something to aim for. Give yourself some rewards every time you achieve one of your goals. And if you break those goals down into little baby steps that are smart, specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and timed, you will be successful. And thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jackie Keller. I hope to see you next week on Food Exposed. For more Food Exposed, check me out on emPOWERme.tv. And until next week, remember, make food your best friend and exercise your companion for life.